Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of Frontend News. Today I've got for you the following topics. Get ready for the 8th edition of JS13K Games. Chrome 76 introduces native lazy loading for images and iframes. GitHub Actions now supports continuous integration, delivery and deployment. And CodePen offers a new build process for exported pens. I also have for you some software updates to mention and a brand new developer of the week. So stay with me until the end to find out all the details. All this being said, let's get started. JS13K Games is a JavaScript coding competition for HTML5 game developers, and the 8th edition is nearly upon us. As the name says, the challenge is to create a functional game only using web technologies where the final code, compressed in a zip archive, takes less than 13 kilobytes of space. The event starts on August 13th at 1300 hours CEST or 11 AM GMT, when the theme for this edition will be announced on the official website. The participants have 1 month to code their entries, and the deadline for submitting the project is September 13th at the same hour. The judging process will last for 3 more weeks, and the winners will be announced on October the 5th. The games can be submitted to any or even all of the following categories: desktop, mobile, server, web monetization, and WebXR. The full set of rules is available on the event's website, as well as the winners of previous editions. Therefore, if HTML game development is one of your passions, make sure to check js13kgames.com on August 13 to find the theme for this year's edition. Good luck and happy coding! I've talked about Chrome 76 in a previous episode. Meanwhile, the Chrome developer team published a new article on their blog about native lazy loading, a feature they packed in that update as well. This new feature is activated using the loading attribute, which has 3 possible values. Auto toggles the default behavior of the browser and is the same as not including the attribute at all. Lazy defers loading of the resource until it reaches a calculated distance from the viewport, and eager loads the resource immediately regardless of where it's located on the page. Developers will now be able to take advantage of the new loading attribute and test for its support. This way, they can use the new native method or fall back to one of the existing alternatives. More details about the functionality can be found in the official blog post on the Google Developer blog. A year ago, GitHub was introducing a beta program for Actions, an API for automating workflows. The package has just been enhanced recently by adding support for continuous integration, delivery, and/or deployment. This brings new features like metrics builds, live logs, or multi-container testing. At the moment, Actions are free for all participants. Once the beta program ends in November, though, public repositories will remain free, while private repositories will be subject to a pay-as-you-go system. Future plans include the addition of self-hosted runners and bringing Actions to GitHub Enterprise Server. More details are available on the official blog and on the Actions homepage. CodePen has been allowing users to export their pens for a long time already. If you are a Pro subscriber, you can now continue updating your preprocessor code out of the exported package. This is not quite an offline mode for CodePen, as the export process is one way only so far, and there are a number of limitations, but it's as close as you can get at the moment. There is full documentation available and even a podcast episode explaining the new feature in much more detail. Another week, another list of software updates and releases. As usual, there are links to the release notes of each package. Let's start with Node.js, who got another version bump, this time to 12.8.0. Next, we have React, who released version 16.9, together with an update to the product roadmap. While the hooks update was done according to schedule, the inclusion of concurrent model suspense for data fetching has been delayed. They will be bundled as single release, planned for the end of the year. Commander.js is a complete solution for Node.js command line interfaces. A new major update has released recently, bringing the current version to 3.00. The popular code editor from Microsoft, Visual Studio Code, just received its June update, version 1.37. The list of changes is quite extensive, and it includes, among other things, an updated set of icons, improvements to the user experience for terminal search, and remote development tutorials. For full details, please check the official release notes. Today, the Developer of the Week title goes to Henry Zhu. He is the main maintainer behind Babel, a tool that allows developers to use the latest advances in JavaScript while maintaining backwards compatibility with other browsers. Being one of the most common dependencies, chances are you are using Babel one way or another, even without knowing. Henry dedicates most of his time to the maintenance of Babel and shares his experiences on his blog, on Twitter, and on 2 podcasts that discuss the lives of maintainers. They are Hope in Source and Maintainers Anonymous. When GitHub launched the Sponsors program, they also started a series of posts sharing the stories of several open source contributors. One such article was dedicated to Henry, and it brings a lot of insight in his story, his journey as a developer and maintainer, and his plans for the future. If your organization makes use of Babel in any way, or if you share the same ideals on open source software development, then do consider sponsoring Henry on GitHub and allow him to continue his work. Thank you, Henry, for being awesome, and keep up the good work. Question of the day. Who is the person you would like to see mentioned as the next developer of the week? Please leave your recommendations in the comment section or on twitter.com/frontendnexus. Like this video if you liked it, and share it with your friends if you loved it. If you want to see more content like this, as well as tips and advices on how to build a successful career in front-end development, don't forget to subscribe using the big red button down below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.